was very difficult for Marc to accept at the time, and I think if you looked back at it now, Sebastian was just quicker.
Una dupla de pilotos conflictiva. Una orden de equipo que fue desobedecida.
Oh, Sebastian, you need to give him the space. Hold position. This is silly, Seb. Come on.
Y una tensa antesala del podio.
Multi-21, Seb. Yeah, multi-21.
Hoy en la Formulateca, la historia completa del Multi 21. Todo comenzó un 30 de septiembre del año 2007.
Hello everybody, welcome to an extraordinary scene. The fog descends on Fuji Motor Speedway and we're about to get a Grand Prix underway.
It was a tough race. I mean, again, very, very wet, as we see in Japan often. That time of year, I was second, Sebastian was behind me. Really unusually, Fernando crashed out early in the race.
One of the two main championship contenders, Fernando Alonso, has hit the wall.
It showed you how tricky the conditions were.
En ese momento crítico, Lewis Hamilton al volante de un McLaren, Mark Webber pilotando un Red Bull y Sebastian Vettel a bordo de un Toro Rosso emergían como los contendientes para el podio.
Webber is looking at his second podium of the season and Vettel looking at his first ever in Formula One.
We were just sitting behind the safety car and I think Lewis was struggling with brake temp and he was playing a few games just trying to get some temperature. And I actually put up beside, Lewis, and I'm like, well, when you're ready, let's get moving, get a bit closer to the safety car, and then from then, I just got nailed from behind.
Can hit me behind the safety car, I'm out.
Webber's off into the wall. I can't believe it.
Crashed into Mark. I don't know what happened. I was looking Lewis. He stopped. And as soon as I looked back to the front, I crashed.
The Toro Rosso hits the sister car Red Bull. Vettel has run into the back of Mark Webber while they've been warming tyres and brakes.
Those kids, isn't it? Kids with not enough experience doing a good job and they fuck it all up.
Both cars taken out on the safety car was obviously a pretty horrendous day for me, for him, for Red Bull. I know Seb took it really hard.
El siguiente capítulo de esta rivalidad vendría con nuestros protagonistas compartiendo garaje en el equipo mayor.
Well, it started off okay. Mark was the senior driver, but quickly Sebastian established himself as the lead driver, as the quicker driver, and of course that was tough for Mark to deal with.
It was just getting a little bit more tense between both of us because we were hanging out on the front row a little bit more, so the pressure was starting to increase on our relationship and obviously within the team.
Mark, when he got his things right, it was unbelievable to witness. Was so quick and so much quicker than me. I ran out of things to do.
I had a couple of victories. I won the Spanish Grand Prix, won the Monaco Grand Prix, both in pole position.
Mark Webber, you have won the Monaco Grand Prix. Brilliant drive, well done.
I was on pole in Turkey. Seb actually had an issue in qualifying, so I think he would have got pole, to be fair. The race went well. I was leading. So Seb had a crack down the inside.
Oh, dear, they've come together! Webber and Vettel have come together. That's Vettel going out, Webber going out. What was going on there?
Sort of Seb was pretty quick right hand down, which made the contact.
What the f*** are we doing here? We're wanting to run with the championship. What a stupid action!
Of course it was a flashpoint. Tricky for both of us, that we'd let the whole team down.
You still feel you can race him wheel to wheel?
Yeah, we will have to again.
Mark was a great competitor. He was a ruthless competitor. He'd read every mind management game in the book in the business. So, Mark would use whatever he could, whatever tool he could to try and ruffle, Sebastian. And if that meant using the team to do that, he would do that.
El siguiente capítulo en pista lo veríamos al año siguiente en el Gran Premio de Gran Bretaña.
Is Webber then still closing in on second place man Vettel. Looking forward to a bit of radio transmission there. Maybe Vettel saying, hey, is he going to stay there? What's going on? What are we doing here?
Be wise now. Be wise.
Understood. We understand what you mean and we're controlling the situation. Mark, you need to maintain the gap.
Maintain the gap, you're right.
And Vettel goes to the inside. Webber has to go the long way round and has to lift off because he runs out of racetrack. They are fighting for it.
Be clear, Mark, maintain the gap.
Webber ignoró la orden e intentó sobrepasar a Vettel. Pero a pesar de sus intentos, las posiciones se mantuvieron, con Vettel segundo y Webber tercero, detrás del ganador de la carrera, Fernando Alonso. Si bien es cierto que en ese momento Red Bull era el equipo a vencer, los de la bebida energética no podían darse el lujo de no tener control sobre los rueda a rueda de sus pilotos, y menos aún llegado el año 2012, donde la igualdad en parrilla fue mayor que nunca y el dominio aplastante de Red Bull se había evaporado. Es por eso que el equipo implementó un código para mediar en los duelos en pista entre Webber y Vettel. Cuando el equipo diera la orden del multimap 1-2, Vettel en el auto número 1 se mantenía adelante y Webber en el auto número 2 detrás, así como el multimap 2-1 era lo opuesto, Webber delante y Vettel detrás. Una clave sencilla de entender. Vettel de hecho utilizó el código en el Gran Premio de Bélgica de ese año para pedirle al equipo intervenir a su favor.
Multimap 1-2, multimap 1-2.
There you go.
There is tension all around the packed grandstands and down on that grid as well. There is nothing quite like a title decider here in Sao Paulo.
The situation got tougher and tougher, of course. You know, it probably culminated end of 2012 when Sebastian was fighting Alonso for the championship and Mark squeezed him up against the pit wall on the start of the race in Brazil in the championship decider that ultimately resulted in him getting turned around by Bruno Senna.
It's a Red Bull, Sebastian Vettel in the middle of the track. It's the worst possible scenario for Sebastian Vettel.
Sebastian was hugely angry about that.
Were you?
Yes, because we discussed it before the race that Mark wasn't in the championship. You know, it was do everything possible to support your teammate, and on that day he chose not. Instinct kicked in. It probably was totally foreign to him to think, I don't want to support this guy.
Multi-12.
Which switch is that, mate? Which switch? Where's the multi?
Let Sebastian go, please, Mark.
Si bien es cierto que Vettel supo reponerse y remontar para llevarse el título mundial, aquella acción de Webber quedó grabada en su memoria. El hecho de que su compañero se defendiese en un momento que se suponía debía ayudarlo por el bien del equipo le echó más leña al fuego. Y la venganza de Sebastian Vettel tardó únicamente 4 meses en llegar. El tenso capítulo entre Webber y Vettel continuó su saga en el Gran Premio de Malasia del año 2013.
Red Bull in the dry, struggling with tyre wear.
We were on the ropes in practice. We were really struggling, and before the race, if we get ourselves in a situation where we can shut the race down, we will, and that's what we ultimately did.
And as it stands, it's still Mark Webber out in front.
They're telling Webber that you will not be challenged from behind by Sebastian, but that is allowing the Mercedes to close on them. So how long can Red Bull allow this situation to happen? They're going to have to tell them to get a move on sooner or later, aren't they?
Mark is too slow, get him out of the way.
Okay, Sebastian, same strategy as the previous stint. 3-second gap, save your tyres.
So it's not a case of racing for Vettel this afternoon, it's a case of managing, isn't it? And driving to the times that he is being ordered to do so.
Sebastian, multi-map 2-1, multi-map 2-1.
It was a flashpoint of the last 8 or 9 laps or whatever happened that we were now in a position to control and have the race done on our terms, but obviously he went for the victory.
It's going to be close. Webber's got the inside line, remember, if he can stay ahead, but where does Vettel go now? Dancing round the outside.
Queda Webber adelante, lo ataca Sebastián Vettel, pero tiene la cuerda Mark Webber, están peleando por la victoria los compañeros de equipo.
Careful, Sebastian, careful.
Cada segundo que pase será mejor para Mark, emparejados los dos, se pueden tocar, recuerdo Turquía 2010.
Come on, Sebastian, you need to give him the space, hold position.
Máxima tensión. Fíjate, hasta Adrian Newey está dando vueltecillas al bolígrafo.
So then you've got a situation where you've got Mark in the car ahead, Sebastian on new car tyres in the car behind. The tyres were pretty fragile. We're telling them, right, hold position. And Sebastian thought, fuck you.
Y miren esto, Vettel por adentro con Webber. Webber no ceja allí en su empeño tampoco. Ahora tiene la curva Mark Webber que lo vuelve a superar. Es un duro,
Okay, Mark, he was told.
Impresionante la lucha, pero sale mejor acelerado Sebastián Vettel que demuestra quién es el uno en el equipo.
Pero ¿por qué, no? ¿Por qué siempre esto termina siempre igual? Hay demasiada bondad a veces por parte de Webber.
This is silly, Seb, come on.
Our sport is great, but only one guy can win. I wanted to win, he wanted to win, so ultimately somebody had to come second.
Good job, Sebastian, good job. Looked like you wanted it bad enough. Still, there'll be some explaining to do.
It's just a shame that the breakdown was on all 3 sides, that from my side to Seb to the team, to me to the team, and the whole thing was, unravelling in front of everyone. So that was, a tricky day for all of us.
Multi-21, Seb. Yeah, multi-21.
I think if there's something to say, we need to talk internally, but for sure, I think we both enjoyed that. Of course, I'm standing in the middle now, so I enjoyed it probably a little bit more.
I won a race as well, but in the end, the team made a decision, which we always say before the start of the race is probably how it's going to be. We look after the tyres, get the cut at the end, and in the end, Seb made his own decisions today, and we'll have protection as usual, and that's the way it goes.
La situación era más tensa que nunca, y la rueda de prensa posterior era de visionado obligatorio. Vettel terminó disculpándose por lo ocurrido.
Yeah, I want to be honest at least and stick to the truth and apologize. I know that it doesn't really help his feelings right now.
La controversia pudo haber terminado ahí, pero las declaraciones de Vettel posteriores a la disculpa reavivaron la polémica. Y previo al siguiente Gran Premio de China, el alemán dijo algunas cosas que no dejaron a nadie indiferente.
And do you think you could count on his support as a teammate for your own championship bid later in the season?
Well, that's more or less the same question Lee raised. I think, being completely honest, I never had support from his side.
You've just said that Mark hasn't helped the team. He didn't help you in Brazil when you most needed his help. Were you paying him back for that?
Probably you could say indirectly so.
La situación también puso en cuestionamiento la autoridad del equipo sobre Vettel.
Does Christian still run the show if Christian's not being listened to on the pit wall?
So great question for Christian.
He doesn't put himself above the team or think that he's running the team for one moment. He's made a decision in a race as a hungry driver that obviously based that decision on all kinds of emotions at that point in time.
I was racing, so as a racing driver, I was solely focused on winning the race. I got a call on the radio, which I heard, but I didn't understand at the time. I should have understood. That's why I apologized to the team, because with my action, I put myself above the team, but that wasn't the intention. Whether you believe me or not is up to you.
We were at very different stages in our career. I'd already made my decision to retire from Formula One, and we had a good finish to 2013.
Sexta victoria consecutiva para Sebastian Vettel, que vuelve a ser campeón del mundo. Bandera cuadros.
We did it! Yes! Yes!
It was a good way to finish with the team in many ways.
Well done, mate. It's a fantastic career. It's been brilliant working with you. You can be proud of everything you've done, because we certainly are. Well done.
And Seb and I today are very good, which is great.
I think the fact that we always had a good relationship, even in difficult times, brought us together in the end again. And today, I think we are really good with each other.
We had challenges. I think it's nice probably for people to see us having an interview together on the other side of the pit wall. We had some fun on that side of the pit wall, but on this side, you're a good bloke, mate. So
Thank you very
mate,
much. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Saying I'm not on the other one.
Huh? No, it's good for my back. Yeah, have a good one.